Oh. Don't get old, people. Oh gosh. I got a toothache. What a last couple days, guys. I had was eating a very high-risk food called pizza. And I don't know what happened, but I bit into something and it broke my tooth in half. Oh. I just don't feel like doing anything. And you might be wondering about, you know, I was a fan. You remember the TV show Bonanza growing up? I was a big fan of that show. And Haas, I remember the one episode, Haas had a toothache and he had a band wrapped around his head, so I thought I would give it a shot. It don't work. I don't know if anything works, guys. So I am not feeling so hot. This tooth is just killing me. This could be an entire episode on the follies of self-employment, being a sole proprietor, because, you know, when everything's going good, everything's going good. But man, just add one twisted ankle, you know, a cut finger or a toothache, oh, everything changes. And that is what I'm dealing with right now. I'm going to be honest with you. If I were, if I had a real job, I would have reported off today and I would have just stayed in the house and laid down. So, but we have work to do, and I got wood that has to get split. We have a project that's upcoming, and all of this wood just has to get gone. This pile was a lot bigger, and I've gotten it down just to the final few, and this is all oak and hickory. So I'm going to just split it all up, get it stacked. That way I'll be able to feel like I've gotten something accomplished today other than laying around feeling sorry for myself. And what is it about a toothache? Oh, you can't escape it. There's nowhere, you can't get away from it. No matter what you try, you know, and there's all these remedies out there. I'm here to tell you guys, nothing works except the trip to the dentist, which is coming tomorrow. But I don't know what happened. I was just eating a slice of pizza and I bit into something and broke my tooth in half. This is getting old, I'm telling you. Here is my process today. Just a little bit more of splitting. I do got these real big ones back here, and I'm not going to tangle with those. I will take them over to the Eastonmade axis and split them on it. For here, I'm just splitting up. The hickory is going into the Ultratech dump trailer. The oak is going into the world's greatest wheelbarrow, the A.M. Leonard, made in Piqua, Ohio. All right, guys, let's get splitting. This is the oak, guys. Here is pretty stringy. There's a knot on the one end too. There you see it. sat since the winter time, and they're not real super duper wet. And I'm not getting that awful smell out of them. It's going pretty good. It seems like though dry oak or drier oak gets a little bit more stringy than green. Because you're getting a lot here that still sticks together. This one's got a little bit of twisty grain in it. I really just have a few more oak to split, but my wheelbarrow's full, so I'm just going to run this over, get it stacked, and get all this oak finished. This oak I'm splitting a lot smaller, and this is going to be residential. I have a couple customers that I provide small split oak to. Whenever I split oak with the super splitter, I split it small. I don't know if anyone gets into business by themselves and seriously considers the role your health plays on it. You know, and I'm not just talking about, you know, serious injuries. I mean, just even getting the flu, or just getting sick. And what's your backup plan, you know? I really do think my plan since day one was don't get hurt, don't get sick. Outside of that, everything else will go smooth. All right, back to splitting. I just got a few more oak to do, and then we're gonna go right into the hickory. We'll see how it splits, guys. Start splitting the hickory now, and the hickory is going over into here. And this hickory's laid around for a while too. It's gotten pretty dry, and let's see how stringy this is. It's a little stringy to begin with. Neatly stacked. You know how I load my trucks? You can get more into the bed of your truck. I've noticed myself doing that even when I'm in production. I can just get a lot more in here, and it makes unloading it that much easier. You know, hickory's tough to begin with. They got this big knot on it. I'm going to try and stay away from it, and we'll whittle around it and see how we can do this. How stringy that is. Look at that. Okay, that is enough of that. I have some bigger rounds left, and you know what? I'm just gonna take those over to the axis and we'll split them up with that. You know, this is a very good machine. I've always said it has put me where I am today because you can do the small splits. And I've always said small splits equals more money. For me, you know, that limiting factor is picking that darn log up. And you can see it will go through knots, but you know, you still got to fight with a little bit. Probably with my machine, I could still increase the RPM to get more power out of it. And you know, the other thing too, I've never sharpened this wedge in a long time, and it doesn't even really have a razor point to it. So I could probably help myself out a little bit by sharpening that. If you get down to it, guys, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to being self-employed. I've never done it before. You know, you just do your research, You point your ship in this direction and you go. And that's what I've done. I've made every mistake under the sun. I have done some things very good, some things very bad, and some things not at all. In this case, my learning experience here is everything's fine until, you know, you're not feeling good. You're sick, you're hurt, you're injured, whatever. And in this case here, it's amazing just how much one little tooth can just ruin your day or your weekend in my case. So that is the one thing now that I got to deal with, you know. And does that affect production? Yes. Does that affect deliveries? Yes. I've already called and canceled my Thursday delivery and moved it back because, you know, I got to go sit in the dentist chair. Ugh. And there are blind spots, guys. Insurance, you know, injuries, all of that stuff. I still have yet to figure it out. I look and I go to people with experience in that, and I try to get it figured out. Here is something that I've learned today, and I have never experienced this for myself, is does green oak split easier than dry oak, or green hickory and dry hickory? The answer is yes to both of them. I think that the fibers stick together a lot more when the log is dried out a little bit. These logs were bucked back in the winter time, and these full logs had sat here for a while too, so they are definitely not as green as the ones that come off of the log truck. But yes, they do split harder, so I have figured that out by myself. Here's another thing that I've learned. I've never really had a toothache before this, but I noticed I was limping. And I was thinking, why am I limping? I'm limping because my tooth hurts. It's just kind of weird. And I also noticed too, I'm sitting down. I don't think I've ever sat down in many of my videos. It's just amazing how one little thing like this can set you off your routine. But we're gonna get through this, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and watching me struggle and watching the super splitter make some dynamite firewood. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit before I go stack it, but that'll be next on my list to do. You're gonna really like some of these upcoming videos. We've been working on a number of projects and they're all starting to come together, and you should start seeing some of these on video coming up. All right, guys, I hope everyone has a great day.